We live in a very rigged reality. We live in a world where the people that deserve to have nice things in life and deserve to have peace and tranquility are the people that have nothing. And the people that are assholes, miscreants, deviants, people that love to cause problems, love to cause trouble, they are the ones who are in positions of power. The multimillionaires, the billionaires. And you start to notice that this life is really not fair. It feels like this whole system is just a rigged reality, some type of private torture chamber for the soul. When you see things clearly and see things precisely, when you really sit down and look at the world, you wonder why there's poor people. When you have somebody that can buy an entire nation, you wonder why there's people starving. When you have restaurants that throw out food, literal food that's not even spoiled, it's not, nothing wrong with it. It's just that it didn't meet the sales quota for that day. So they throw it out in the dumpsters, and then they spray with these chemicals so homeless people can't grab a free meal, which is absolutely brutal and it's absolutely horrendous. How can people treat their fellow man like this? Then you got to deal with people that do not like you because of your skin color configuration. You got to deal with economical destabilization. You got to deal with mental, psychological issues. And after a while, you do develop some mental fortitude, but that mental fortitude can only last so long when you don't have a strong emotional support system, a good woman in your life, and your life is actually going towards your goals and ambitions. But a lot of us, unfortunately, like a soldier forced on the battlefield, we have to deal with these things. We have to deal with all the drama and all the problem that life throws at us. And there's nothing we can really do but keep going on and keep soldiering on. Just think about it, man. Look at your life right now. Is that where you really want to be at in life? Do you have the money that you want? Do you have the woman that you want? Do you have the car that you want? Do you have the house that you want? Are you still living with your parents, or did you get kicked out and you're homeless like me? Like, how is your life going? And why is it that you yearn for something deep in your heart? You want to achieve great things. You want to be somebody great, and you want to accomplish things, but this world, it puts all these obstacles in front of you. It puts all of these psychopaths on your path. It puts all of these people that don't give a damn about you around you. How is that even fair? It's like this whole world is just rigged. Because every single time you feel negative emotions, you feel sadness, you feel sorrow, you feel pain, all of that is feeding something. It's feeding some invisible entity. We can't see them. I know a lot of people, they may not see it, but just take this into consideration. You're going to have one moment this whole week that you may be, quote unquote, happy. Like, for one moment you may get, maybe you go to fucking McDonald's, maybe you go to Carl's Jr., maybe you go to Chick-fil-A, maybe you go somewhere like that and you get a cheeseburger or a chicken sandwich, and you eat that chicken sandwich, and in that moment you're happy. And then you're eating your food, whatever, or maybe you buy a new video game, I don't know, maybe you beat Dark Souls without getting hit, or something like that, something that gives you some type of happiness. But the moment that happiness comes, you're gonna be guaranteed pain and agony and devastation is gonna follow as well. That's how this world is set up. It's set up to give you just a tiny bit so you can try to believe something good can possibly happen. And then it gets snatched under you, And then it keeps repeating that cycle. And most people, they don't even get no glimpses of joy. They get agony and pain and destruction every single freaking day. And it gets harder when you're a man and you don't have a good, strong woman in your life. You don't have a beautiful girl in your life. And you don't have the looks, the prestige. You don't have the validation and accreditations. You're in a messed up situation. You're in psychological manipulation and deviations and degradations. And it just feels like the whole world is just a complicated matrix. But it's not really complicated. It's not really complicated when you look at the fake shit. Just look how the world is designed. It's literally designed for you to wake up and work for somebody else. Think about that. That doesn't seem weird to you? That you can't wake up and do what you want to do? You have to follow a system. And you have to follow, artificially created constructs like money. And without this artificially created man-made substance, money, you can't do anything. You can't get no water. You can't get no food. You can't have no shelter. You can't get a car. You can't get a girl. You can't get nothing if you don't have money. Unless you have the attractive looks. That's not how life should be. This life is really not fair. And it's just a mystery and a misery that we have to be in this matrix. We have to be involved with this fake shit. I wonder if mankind went to other planets, and if we went to another planet where the same systems of oppressions come into play. I bet you they will, because mankind just can't stop being wicked. But it goes deeper than mankind. There's some type of evil entity that's an enemy to humanity, and it causes all this conflict. You ever wonder why there's racial tensions, there's economic tensions, there's people that you just walk down the street and they don't like you for any particular reason. You got people in your family who hate you, you never done nothing to them. And this God or this being could have put you around people that loved you, people that cared about you, people who could have made your life easier. Why is this world geared towards hardship? Think about it this way. It's so hard to build something good. It's so hard to get love, from a beautiful woman, or get love and attention and validation and ascension. But it's so easy to destroy your life. You can walk outside and you can get hit by a car, or you can walk outside and look at a police officer the wrong way and they'll attack you. It's so easy to do bad. You can just, go to the damn grocery store and try to steal a candy bar. They'll act like it's such a big deal. You know what I mean? And it'll cause a whole lot of mess. But if you want to make your own little chocolate bar, you gotta make your chocolate. You gotta get the right ingredients. You gotta do this, that, and the third, and then anything can go wrong in that process. It's absolutely brutal how this world is geared towards things messing up. It's not geared towards having a good life. It's not geared towards that. It's geared towards you being targeted and obliterated by this evil, sadistic, twisted matrix. Just look at it, man. Seriously, look at it. This is not normal, the life that we live. And for thousands of years, humanity just accepted this insanity. This is not right. As times are getting harder, people should be coming together. People should be wanting to build, not try to destroy each other or tear each other down. That's not right. And when I was younger, I had a beacon of hope for humanity. But when I see people are still ignorant, they still believe in government regulations and rules. They still believe that the government has, the best interest for them. There's a lot of people that believe that, and there's people that believe that all you gotta do is just walk into a job and shake somebody's hand and look them in the eye and you're hired. And it's like, no. Nowadays, your application has to go through artificial intelligence. So the AI reads your application and they can deny you or accept you instantaneously. And it's brutal. It's like you have to know the right people in this world. But I question this: how come we weren't put in this world from birth? We weren't put around the right people. How come we weren't born into wealth and prestige? And how come, if we're not born into wealth and prestige, we don't at least have attractive looks? Why are there people that are less attractive than others? Why? Because that creates some type of hierarchy. That creates jealousy. And jealousy is a negative energetic manifestation of frequency. Jealousy is something that's evil. It's like anger. It's like any type of low vibrational frequency. And people can feel that within their souls and feel it within their body. When somebody's jealous of you, you can feel that person's jealousy, right? And the person that's jealous, they can feel it in themselves. They act all weird and twisted, and they can't look you in the eye. It's just very weird. But why are these emotions even created? Why would a God even give us the ability to have these negative emotions in the first place? You ever think about that? Because something is off about this world, man. It doesn't seem right. It seems like this whole world is designed for us to lose our mind. This whole world is designed as a punishment mechanism. It feels like we're being punished just for existing. Have you ever felt like that? That just because you exist, you're being punished. Something that's targeting you, something that's attacking you, something doesn't want you to be happy. You try your best to play your video games. You try your best to watch your anime. You try to cope by smoking weed. You try to look at prawn, whatever it is you try to do to cope. But something in this world brings you down and takes away all your happiness. And it's like it's all for naught. It's like, why even try to be happy when you know your happiness is going to be taken away anyway? It doesn't make any damn sense, man. There's something going on behind the veil. There's something going on behind the scenes that we're not privy to. And I bet it is something wicked and evil and sick and sadistic and twisted. This is not right. Honestly. People have been going through hell for years and no hope is in sight. People have been going to a church for years and years and they still go through certain things. That's not right. What if I told you that the very God that you worship, you pray to, is the same God who's making your life miserable on purpose, because it's this God you've been taught all wrong about it. You've been taught that this was the Holy Father and he was the good God. In reality, he's the demiurge. He's the Autoboth. What if I told you the God that you believed in is the same God that put you in a situation? How are you going to worship somebody that made your life a living hell and expect them to get you out that hell? It doesn't make any sense. This God needs your negative emotional frequency. He needs you on a low vibration, because with a low vibration, you can be easily controlled, manipulated, and psychologically destroyed. Why don't people see that? If we had a good God in this world, you wouldn't have 7-year-old girls with fucking bone cancer. You wouldn't have people losing their, sons and daughters to random car crashes, or, you wouldn't have all these wars of oblivion and all these wars that just, destroy nations and destroy families. You wouldn't have any of this. We would live in a perfect utopia. We wouldn't have, random people trolling you online and being obsessed with you. They don't know nothing about you. And in real life, they wouldn't even look you in the eye. You wouldn't have crap like that. You wouldn't have, all these negative things that go on with the world. You wouldn't have it. But the fact we have it is because some being wants this. There's some God, some being, some evil entity that wants us to go through pain, that wants us to go insane, that wants to dominate our brains and dominates our thoughts and dominate our emotions and our attention. Because this world is built on such a sick hierarchy. How many times have you heard about Vatican priests, the gray pope, the black pope, and all that? They get involved with all types of, let's just say, promiscuous activities with people that they shouldn't be getting involved with. And they never get caught. They never get in trouble. But if you walk down the street smoking a joint, the police will be all over you trying to arrest you and try to beat you or berate you or trying to, neutralize you. It's brutal, And why is smoking weed so bad? Why do they drug test and do all that crap? Well, because they want nobody doing drugs on the job. I get that. But if somebody does what they need to keep their mind right off of the job, and when they come into work, they don't smell like weed, they're ready to do what they got to do, then that should be fine, right? It just doesn't make any sense. We're so restricted. They lie about history, because history is his story. And the victor writes the history books. You're never going to hear the person that lost the war, their perspective. It's why the Führer, his knowledge and his understanding became much more prevalent after World War II. Because people started looking and say, hey, he was kind of right. The Jays, they do a lot of messed up stuff. They control the banking system, the military-industrial complex. They control Hollywood. They control all of these elements that are essential to human development. And yet they slow human development down and enrich themselves, and they brainwash everybody else. It's absolutely brutal, man.